side of the stream, Mike the Intern and Jay Stevens, watching documentaries so you don't have to. 104.7 The Cave.
104.7 The Cave, Mike the Intern, Jay Stevens. It's time for another riveting edition of Dark Side of the Stream. This episode is number 238.
Man.
This was Jay's pick. It is part of the Trainwreck series on Netflix, and this one is called Poop Cruise.
Oh, man. Close to my heart. I go on a lot of cruises.
Jay does like cruises, and this is one of the things that Jay and I like to argue a lot about.
One of the things.
We never
argue.
We agree on a lot of things. We disagree on a few things, one of them being...
Motley Crue.
Yeah, we didn't have to go there. But
And
the
the second is cruises.
Is cruises versus all-inclusive vacations. Now, all right, let's get this out here before we dive into this. Personally, for me, if I'm going to drop for a couple, let's say $5,000 to $6,000 on a pretty nice vacation
Jeez.
for 5 to 7.
Holy cow.
5 to 7 days all-inclusive, I want to be in control of my own destiny. I want to go to sleep when I want to go to sleep. I don't want a bunch of people partying outside my room. I don't want to be stuck in a room with a bunch of smokers just because that's where everyone's playing. I want to be able to call my driver and go off into the jungle if I want to and do that whenever I want. Like, the things about inclusive resorts is amazing. Now, granted, I understand that you're in the same spot the whole time. You don't have to be because you're in another country. You can get excursions going.
Yeah.
Two, because of global warming, there is that. It's not red algae, it's the other stuff that pops up on the beaches now, especially in Mexico a lot. Like, they literally have resorts that have got cranes that get out in like 3 in the morning and push it off because it's basically sea algae. So that stuff's kind of a drag. But again, everything about why I don't like cruises was presented in this documentary as to why I don't like cruises and why, personally, they're not for me.
Yeah, they're not for everybody. That's all right.
Now, I know in your case, you gamble a lot.
Yeah.
And you're, for the most part, going on these cruises for next to nothing.
These cruises, this most recent one I booked is a junior suite for 6 nights, Jamaica and all this and that. This is one I just booked for next year. And it ended up costing me and my girl, $230 for the entire trip. And I also get $700.50 in casino money. So I'm basically making money to go on this trip.
No, say it that way.
On this trip here,
Only if you play and you break even.
Yeah, as long as I can stay close to break even. Some trips you lose a little bit, some trips you win a little bit, but you get the free cruises keep coming in. So for me, it's a very affordable way to travel. Plane cost is the only part where it gets tricky. Is the plane flights.
I get that. Yeah. But again, that's kind of how everyone else was setting up on this cruise, and it was only supposed to be a 4-day, which was interesting because that's the one you just did.
Yeah, I've done 4 days.
This is the one he just did.
Yeah, the party cruise.
And everyone was like having a blast.
Just going to Cozumel and back.
Until they turned around to come back, and then that's when it all went downhill, and that's what we're going to talk about next. Dark Side of the Stream on 104.7 The Cave.
Dark Side of the Stream, Mike the Intern and Jay Stevens, watching documentaries so you don't have to. 104.7 The Cave.
Jay Stevens, Mike the Intern, back in the studio. It's Dark Side of the Stream, episode 238. This week we're doing Trainwreck Poop Cruise. So again, got Carnival Cruise. They're coming back from Cozumel.
At least it would happen at the end of their trip. They got to enjoy a nice trip.
Well,
they're coming home.
As they say, you bleed for the dancer. You know what I mean?
Ooh, nice.
The idea that if you have a good time, something bad might happen, or you had to go through this to have a good...
Or the juice and the squeeze type thing, right?
Yeah, same thing. But it seemed like everyone has a good time until, of course, power goes off.
5 in the morning.
There's an engine fire that then causes the power to go off, and essentially the Carnival ship is literally dead in the water.
That would be a moment of panic for sure. 5 in the morning, you see flames shooting out of the engine.
Those thousands and thousands of guests. Now again, you're in the middle. of the
Gulf,
world, so it's warm. No more AC.
Yeah.
All the plumbing is electrical.
If you didn't have a balcony room, you would be screwed. That's why they started pulling their mattresses out. Holy cow.
But this is literally like just a microcosm of how screwed we are as a society when things go bad.
Oh, yeah. Everyone just fends for themselves.
And it wasn't like there are so many bad things. And again, we'll get to that in a little bit. I'll talk about that down the road. But first off, it seemed like it was manageable, like at first.
Yeah.
And I love the British lady that.
Oh yeah, she was cool. She was cool, man. There's always a cruise director, yes, and they're always like the party people. Hey, we're doing this at 1 o'clock. It's the belly flop contest by the pool. Everybody, come on out. You hear them on the speaker, the bing bong, and they come on. Hey, it's good morning. Here's what we're doing today.
Have you ever got to do that?
The cruise director job? No, that's
just to be the one to make the announcement.
No, that's like the actual guy's job.
What you need to do next year.
I mean, I would be good at that.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it. No. I don't want you to quit.
But just get on the mic one time.
In October.
Convince him to go on the mic.
Somehow, I want Jordan to get a shot of the video, just a video to hear you go, hey, everybody, it's your
Hey, what's up? It's Jay Stevens.
You're on the Carnival Cruise. You're ready to throw down, baby. We're down here at the karaoke bar. Shots on me.
Jordan's worst nightmare. She figures she can get away from all that for a week when we go on vacation.
Why would she even take you? What do you think? It's so funny. I will say this. This was one of the cutest things in the world, in that I've ever seen in my life from in his world. Right before he and his daughter go on a cruise for Father's Day, and she came in to work the Friday, like they were going to leave that night, so she was with him, and I already know, because I worked with this guy for a long time, and I know him well, and I already know the way he is and what he's going to do and all that stuff. But then to see her as a 13-year-old kid,
14,
just light up and be like, yeah, we do this, and I make friends and all this stuff, and I'm just like, I am talking to teenage female Jay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was wild. But it was so endearing and so sweet because that's how it was when you were 13, 14. That's how you played it.
She loves
But
cruises.
that's because it's like you're an adult for 3 days.
Yeah, she gets.
I mean,
she
I'm not talking about like they're getting drunk.
No, but she gets to pretty much do whatever she wants for 3 days. Yeah, it's such a safe environment that the kids can just go loose.
Just the idea that the most exciting part for her is just the opportunity of the unknown to what that can create a connection.
I've offered to bring friends. She doesn't want to bring a friend. She goes, no, I want to just see where the wind takes me.
She wants to make her friend, the new people,
very independent kid, man.
I love that. So badass. So good job on that. We'll be back more Dark Side of the Stream next on 104.7 The Cave.
Dark Side of the Stream, Mike the Intern and Jay Stevens. Watching documentaries so you don't have to. 104.7 The Cave.
104.7 The Cave. Mike the Intern, Jay Stevens back in the studio.
Tyler.
238 Dark Side of the Stream.
Our son.
So we are doing the poop cruise. But while we were getting in the middle of this, we wanted to do a Tyler mustache update.
Tyler's mustache,
get close.
If you're listening at home, Tyler's mustache is, what would you give it now? A 3 out of 10? It's given in there?
What, a rating system? No, you can't. No. I'd say in the
to when it wants to get
3.
the thickness.
I think right now he looks like Dangle from Reno 911.
Okay.
Like that's where we're at with that mustache.
All right. I really still think that you should just trim a half inch on each side, give it to go more Hitlerish, but
I don't know why he's so. I don't understand why he wants you to do that. Don't listen to that. That's crazy. But you're doing good. The mustache
good, nice.
All right, back to what we were talking about.
Stuck on the cruise ship. Power goes out.
Power goes out. They're told to go number 1 in the shower, and then number 2 in these red bags. Which, again, like I said in the last break, nobody does. The thing is, why I know we're so screwed is that in this little case where everyone could have said, no, we need to follow this rule because this is why things are going to get bad. Nobody did that. There were still people trying to get side deals with bathrooms that still worked.
Yep.
People just ignoring that and still using the bathrooms that wouldn't flush. Like, how stupid are you? What do you think what do you think's going to happen? But it doesn't matter because at that point it's everyone for themselves and they don't care and everything starts to collapse.
They set up like little tent cities by the pool with towels for tents.
To me,
it was madness, dude.
I was getting really, because you know how I am with entitlement. Yeah. I don't deal with it very well.
No, you hate that.
And I I started to kind of get this vibe from these guests that there was like this level of entitlement, but there should be though, because you pay for this thing, you have an expectation. Now, what squashed it immediately though was how awesome these guests were to the crew. Because the Carnival, even the PR guy said when they put the press release out, they're like, "Hey, engine fire."
Yeah, they tried to downplay it.
You only give out the information that you need to give out. But then eventually, when cell phone service starts to get in there, people are saying, "Hey, we're pooping in bags." All this stuff.
Yeah, it's flooding. The halls are flooding.
But what happened was they get to port, and every guest is like, "If it hadn't been for your crew,
is awesome."
We would have been dead.
Yeah, that's goosebumps.
And that is huge. So
that does speak volumes.
It was, on one hand, I'm like sitting there watching it going, we are so screwed, to God, all these people were so cool to the crew. Yeah. Now, I will say also, during the viewing of this, I waited to the last minute, which was Sunday night, a couple weeks ago, whenever we had that big storm come through, and I lost power like at 5 o'clock.
So
I didn't get power until the next day.
Without power,
so I'm watching this documentary
a show on your phone about no
on
power.
my phone.
That's almost like ambiance, man.
It's like reading The Stand with the flu. Like, if you really want to go down this, when you start to feel like you're getting the flu, bust out The Stand by Stephen King and read that thing about Captain Scary, and you'll feel it. Which, again, like I said, you kind of get the ambiance of it and how it would have felt. And also, want to mention props to whoever's idea it was to open the bar up. Like day 2,
free drinks.
Day 2 after all this, people are literally like pooping in defunct stalls, and then you're like, nah, let's just give them booze.
Let's get them drunk, and they won't care about it all.
Just a few hours where they shut it down because there's fights and all this kind of stuff.
Insane.
It's just crazy. We're going to come back and talk about our reviews of this next Dark Side of the Stream on 104.7 The Cave.
Dark Side of the Stream, Mike the Intern and Jay Stevens, watching documentaries so you don't have to. 104.7 The Cave.
Mike the Intern, Jay Stevens, back in the studio one more time. It's Dark Side of the Stream, episode 238. This was Jay's pick, Trainwreck, The Poop Cruise. I'd give it a solid 4.
Oh, awesome! I give it a 5 because I wanted it. It was short. I wanted it to keep going. I was like, "This is so great, very well put together."
There were some the story, like that stuff grosses me out.
The hallways just flooded. Walls are dripping with toilet water.
I purposely left that out because again, it was
like that stuff.
It just grosses me out, dude.
Oh man.
Yeah. I love the idea of like floating atop a giant porta potty, and then when they push us back to coast, that turns on its side and it starts flooding.
Yeah, it starts turning.
Because keep in mind, Jay Stevens, us and the cruises are. Remember, you are floating on a giant porta potty, my friend.
Oh yeah, man. And you usually get sick after cruises anyway, so I'm sure this one was just extra nasty.
Wait a minute. You actually, like, you in your mind.
Oh yeah, I go in knowing I'm probably 80% I'm going to come back with a cold. Yeah, because you're just all those germs. I mean, that cruise ship is not even as big as these new ones. These new ones, there's like 12,000 people on these boats, you know?
You should be getting paid.
And people around the world. You're touching railings. You're touching chips. You're close.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
You're close to people. Join me on the next cruise, guys.
I won't be there. I'll be in Mexico somewhere. Anyway, next week we're gonna take a little bit of break because I'm on vacation. So in 2 weeks we'll be back for a next episode, which you can watch on Hulu or Disney Plus. It is a documentary that I've been waiting to come out for a really long time about a really, really good band that I love. They made they've made multiple albums. The biggest to me was Fantastic Planet. Didn't go anywhere. They broke up until later on they got back together, and to me their work still now is just as awesome as it was then.
What's the documentary?
It's called Every Time You Lose Your Mind, a film about failure. So I'm going to make you learn about this band Failure.
The band's called Failure?
Mm-hmm. They're fantastic.
On Hulu?
Hulu, Disney Plus, yep.
All right.
Watch it.
I have it.
And we'll come back and I'll see if Jay got into this band or not. And as always, you can watch us do this live every Thursday at 9 a.m. on Facebook or YouTube, or play it during my show at that time. Jay's at 6 p.m. Or you can download it as a podcast for free on a 104.7 The Cave app.
Yep, there you go.
I'm Mike the Intern. That's Jay Stevens reminding you
we watch
movies
documentaries
so you don't have to. It's Dark Side of the Stream on 104.7 The Cave.